Irish Media Network. We entertain.
Hey, I'm Kornél Kovács and you're watching About Last Night.
Good evening, folks, and welcome to About Last Night. Now, as always, I'm Joe, and I'm here to bring you the best gigs from around the country. So no messing around, let's get right into it. The Belfast boys this weekend are meeting Kornél Kovács, one of the DJs on the scene. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. I am down Cypress Avenue in Cork for one of the biggest launches, album launches of 2019. I'm here to meet Jack O Rourke and his newly launched album, Ivory Towers. And Kellyanne, our Dublin correspondent, she is in the 3 Arena tonight for who? Only Fat Boy Slim being supported by Cousn. So tonight it's going to be difficult to see who's going to come out on top. Which is going to be the gig of the week? I'm always going to be rooting for the West Cork. I'm going to be here in Cork. But you can have a look around and see which is the best for yourself. Take it away, Kellyanne.
Thank you, Joe. I am here at the 3 Arena, and joining me just fresh off the stage is Billy and Alfie, aka Cousn. Guys, how's the nerves? How was that? Was it good for you?
Pretty good.
A lot of fun. It was brilliant.
Brilliant!
Irish crowd nice to you?
Yeah. I didn't really feel too nervous with it.
No, it was pretty. We felt pretty comfortable up there, and the crowd was so energetic and like responsive.
Good, the Irish, aren't they?
It made us feel so at ease the whole way through.
They were filled up on Tato and Guinness before they got in, trust me, lads. Most definitely. Most definitely. So, you guys started this out very young, like 15, 16. That is a young age to be passionate about music. Were you influenced by anyone, or did it just come about? Were you just at a family gathering and were like, let's do this?
Well, it's funny
it does run in the family.
Being cousins and all that, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
See?
But, it's quite funny the fact that we actually started with the reason we decided to make music together was because of watching Fatboy Slim at Arcadia in 2012 or 2013, Glastonbury.
Yeah.
We just watched that and we were looking at it and we thought, like,
let's do that.
Why don't we do that?
How does he do that?
We can do that.
How does he do that? That was really good.
Yeah.
So
How did you get in at 16 though?
Glastonbury you can get in no matter what age.
No, really?
Have you been to Glastonbury?
No, never. On the bucket list. On the bucket list of things to do. So he was definitely an influence for you guys.
Yeah, he's like one of our main influences, which is why this tour is really surreal. It's odd.
You get to support someone that you were inspired by.
When I was like five and six, my favourite song was the Monkey song, which was Right Here, Right Now by Fatboy Slim. Yeah. And it's just because the music video has like the evolution of humans, and there's a big point of it, which is monkeys. So I used to just want that song on all the time, which is why this is
really but you do like your music videos, because I was looking at your videos before coming in there. They're insane. They're very creative, very different, kind of dark a little bit, like at some points of it. What's the production behind that? Who does that? Where did that come about?
Well, we both do that. It's old footage that we find from kind of weird, interesting Instagram accounts, or just like searching up films and like weird animations from the 1920s, and because we tried to get around the copyright thing about it.
If something's over 70 years, I think it's not copyright.
Yeah.
No. So and if you take like 30 seconds of it, it's all legal.
Exactly. I do think in some time in the future, all of our stuff will be taken down. That's fine.
Sure, we'll keep it going, guys. We'll just edit this part out so that no one looks at it. No one knows your secret as to what you are doing.
Some of the visuals are this guy called Alex Gamsu Jenkins, who's this guy from London who's just wicked. I don't know if you've seen them, like the kind of weird figures who dance.
Yeah, that's what caught my eye. I was like, oh, this is very grim.
With a black background, and it just sort of suits our kind of whole aesthetic, I guess. Like. Yeah.
You have a very unique sound, but it's different, it's diverse. Who comes up with the kind of things? How does it work between you two?
Yeah, no, so we both growing up, we both studied music and art. They were like our two main things, and yeah, so just through that, we've kind of managed to combine the two together. We both got like a good eye for what looks good. Like. Yeah, what we like, what looks good. And
we both basically have the same brain, I think. It's weird.
But also opposite.
Yeah, but that makes it confusing, doesn't it?
Guys, these are real cute. It's like a cute little family connection here. Yeah. So you've obviously, your played 3 Arena, definitely one ticked off, but you've played a few other festivals and gigs. Is there anything else happening for you the next coming months, next year?
I'd say the main thing that's coming next is our next track, or next EP, and it's the song Brain Ticker, which I think is all right.
Yeah.
Be a bit more confident in it. It's your new release.
I think it's all right.
If you want to listen to it, you can listen to it. It's okay.
That's like the main thing, because we're kind of just building to that. we released 2 EPs quite quickly, and it's like we kind of want to wait a bit and build a fan base, and then release Brain Ticker. Which has gone down well so far on this tour. We almost ended on it tonight, but we thought maybe we should just not. It's quite heavy, so we thought maybe we'll just bring it down for the last one.
We could have handled it. We definitely could have handled it. Well, guys, thanks so much for chatting. It was really appreciated.
As always, I am down on the West Coast. I'm down in Cyprus Avenue in Cork. I'm down the real capital, as they call it down here. And I'm here for a very special event, because tonight is the launch of Jack O Rourke's second album, Ivory Towers. Congratulations, Jack. Welcome to About Last Night. Cheers. You excited for tonight?
I am, yeah, really excited. Yeah, I've played here many times, being from Cork, so it's nice to, you know, to do a full show here with my band. Gig. Yeah, a gig. Yeah, gig is cooler.
Tell us a little bit about Ivory Towers, because from what I've kind of heard and read, you're departing slightly from the tone and texture of Dreamcatcher, your first album. So what can we expect in Ivory Towers?
Lots of leather and spandex. No, it's a little bit different, I suppose, in the fact that I think these 6 songs are it's a mini album, so I think it's more cohesive. All the songs were written around the same time, whereas on Dreamcatcher they were written 10 years apart.
Yeah.
And I think working with people like Cormac on New Day, which came out last year, which was kind of a lighthouse track with my voice, and people like Freezer Room, it's a little bit more kind of electro in colour, as pretentious as that sounds.
Well, funny enough, I heard you say that it's more sonically cohesive, and then you referred to how Dreamcatcher was written over 10 years, and I was kind of thinking for everyone, their first album is the culmination of their life's work in music up until that point. Yeah. On your second album, do you have more kind of freedom to be experimental and kind of be more playful with the music you're producing because your first album's off your back?
You do, I suppose. Yeah, there's always the kind of danger, or the thought I should do the same thing as before, particularly when it was such a success. But you have to grow, and you have to, you know, not try different things, but move forward. And I've always been really eclectic. You know, there's lots of different types of songs on Dreamcatcher, and there's a lot of stuff on Dreamcatcher that is in the same vein. You know, it's quite rocky and even a little bit pop sometimes. And the piano is still there. You know, on all the tracks. There's a track called Showwomanship, and it's totally channeling ABBA, I think. Kind of one of those ABBA piano lines, or Arcade Fire, as they did recently. And yeah, there's a tune called Moody Broody, which I think is a little bit like Talking Heads. And yeah, just who knows? You know, you have to grow as a musician as well, and you don't know what's going to happen next. But the last song on the album is Ivory Towers. It's a piano version, so it begins with that and it ends with that. So that's kind of how all the songs begin.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Speaking of collaboration, I know that Marlene Enright is collaborating on this album. You recently duetted with Loa in Other Voices, and as you say, New Day with DJ Cormac. What does that give you the opportunity to do that you couldn't do as a solo artist?
I kind of grew up singing harmony with lots of different people, you know, folk music and country rock songs and stuff. So I love collaborating with people. I'm kind of precious about my own songs. I like to write them on my own, but I think working with Cormac kind of opened it up a bit in terms of he sent me the track and I wrote the vocal melody over it. And I sang, I think, differently than I've ever done before. I was up in my falsetto range.
Intentionally? Or
no, I think just the track had kind of more groove than in an R&B kind of way than a lot of my songs. So it kind of affects how you're going to sing, which is a really cool thing. Yeah. And the same working with Loa, working with Marlene. They bring out something different. You know, everybody brings out something different when they collaborate with other people. I think, you know, it's cool that way.
And talking about Ivory Towers, you were saying that there's some songs that you can just be very certain you can kind of rock them, but there's other songs that you actually feel naked when you're performing them because they're very personal.
Well, I'm going to be naked tonight performing the piano version.
Excellent, it's going to be a full house.
Full house, yeah.
But what are the songs that are?
I'm not really. Just clear it up.
Don't tell them that. Half the crowd aren't going to show up. But no, what are the songs that are really personal to you, and what's the connection to the audience when you're performing them because they're so personal to you?
I don't know. I think I'm quite an open person, but I tend to go into a different zone when I'm on stage. You know, even though I'm quite an introspective dude, you know, when I'm performing, I'm not like Prince or anything. But yeah, you just get a great buzz off putting something out there. I don't think the songs on this EP, they are personal, but they're not as raw, maybe as the ones in Dreamcatcher. So I think there's more for people to kind of relate to and empathise with, maybe, you know.
So this has obviously been released today. You're going to be gigging it thereafter. So for people, this is going to be released on Monday. Where can people catch it?
I'll be playing in. I can. You can catch me in Dolan's in Limerick on the 8th of March, and I'll be in the INEC in Killarney, and actually a co-headliner with Cry Monster Cry.
Oh, very good.
So it'll be all these songs done kind of acoustically, which will be nice in the acoustic room. And then I'll be in Galway in Roisin Doves, and I'll be in Dublin in the Workman's Club on the 14th of April, Sunday the 14th. So all of the dates and what's coming up are up on my website, jackoroursongs.com. So there you go.
Come here, thanks a million for sitting down with us. Really looking forward to tonight and really looking forward to the launch of the album.
So
we're going to shoot from here up to Belfast. We're covering Kornél Kovács. It's going to be an absolutely massive gig. We have a guest presenter up in Belfast this week. Extremely talented, extremely good looking, just great person who's going to be doing that, so we're going to shoot directly over there. Thanks a million, Joey. See, I'll tell you one thing, kid, you're doing a bang up job there on the West Coast. No, all messing and joking aside, folks, unfortunately the Belfast lads can't be here this evening, so tonight I am covering the spot. I am in Belfast. Tonight we are in Twitch, and I'm with this man, Kornél Kovács. Kornél, thanks a million for sitting down with us. A little bit of a backstory. Kornél actually missed his lift from Dublin to Belfast, so we whipped him up here. So now we can actually say, not only do we bring you the best gigs of the weekend, we literally bring the best acts of the weekend to you on About Last Night. Thanks a million for sitting down with us.
For the ride, man.
Not at all, any time. You've been here a good few times. You played Belfast and Derry and Galway.
Twice before, Derry, Dublin, Galway, yeah. I think Cork, maybe. Yeah.
Oh, very good.
Yeah.
Is it a fun place to play?
Definitely. I mean, the crowds have a great reputation, like all over the world, really.
Yeah.
Irish crowds, it's a thing. So yeah, and I think there seems to be like a few good venues in each of the cities I've been to, so it's great. Sure. Yeah.
Speaking of fun, that's why I started on that, because I read a review of your debut album, The Bells, and the critic said the Swedish producer is bringing capital F fun back to dance floors.
All right.
And both The Bells and Metropolis, they're exuberant, they're energetic, they're fun. What inspires you to create that kind of music?
I don't know. I sometimes think of them as like sad tracks, you know, or like if they convey any emotion, it's not necessarily happiness, but it just comes out that way anyway, I guess. It's really hard to talk about like why I would aim for a certain emotion or something, you know, because I don't necessarily, what someone hears in a track isn't necessarily what I think is there, or what I put into it, you know. That's the magic of music, like. But I just, I make music based out of all sorts of like ideas and emotions, you know, and it may come out a certain way more often than not, but that's not really up to me to sort of decide, if that makes sense. Yeah, exactly, to discern. Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
Sort of a non-answer, I'm sorry.
No, but it's fine. I just wanted to kind of get an idea into the creative process, and you're right, it can be very subjective in terms of some people can get a great buzz of something that might be actually quite sorrowful to others.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about Studio Barnhouse. So you're part of a trio with Peter Nordvist and Alex Bowman.
Yeah, Axel.
You have produced over 60 records. Tell me how did you get together, and what's it like to work with the boys?
It's great to work with them. We just had a big meeting the other night in Stockholm. We sat down, we haven't done that in a while, and made some future plans for the label. And it was great.
Any plans you can share with us?
Yeah, a bunch of stuff. I mean, several releases from like artists that we worked with before. There's an album coming from Mount Liberation Unlimited. I'm doing an album as well. Axel is doing an album next year, I think. So lots of albums basically, and EPs and singles in between.
Sorry, when's that coming out, the one you're working on?
My album or the Mount Liberation? My album's coming April 26th.
Excellent.
Yeah, it's quite soon. But yeah, it's we've been doing it for 10 years next year, so we're kind of planning a 10 years anniversary something, I don't know, tour or release or something like this maybe, and it's great because, you know, we started it 10 years ago and we didn't know each other that well back then. It all started with the studio space, which is, so Studio Barnhouse is actually a physical studio where we work, where we make music, the three of us. And that's how it started, and then it became a label, and then we started DJing. Well, the DJing came first. We started DJing as Studio Barnhouse,
and it grew organically.
And then we just wanted to do, we just tried to we just thought we'd like have a go at putting out one record with the music that we were making at the studio. That's why we called the record Studio Barnhouse. It wasn't even really, we didn't conceive of it as a label necessarily. It was just like a one-off thing.
Where it was.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, that turned into a second one, and we started releasing music by friends as well, and it kind of snowballed. It's been growing really naturally, and like we're best friends, you know, we're brothers and love each other, and it's really about our friendship and how we like affect each other, and what, you know, what similarities we might have in the way we like hear music, or differences, you know. It's nice. It's like three different personalities, and everyone definitely adds something to it.
Different contributions from different angles.
Yeah, exactly. I'd say so.
I'm really looking forward to that. Hopefully that will be out in 2019, the end of this year, or 2020.
Which one?
The anniversary piece that you're
Yeah, well,
together.
that's next year. So yeah, we're aiming at 2020, but we got to start planning now. You know.
Just to take it in a slightly different direction, we were chatting on the way up about Fatboy Slim playing in the 3 Arena tonight, which our Dublin team are actually going to cover that gig as well. You opened for him in Stockholm in November. What was that like?
It was fun. It was pretty special. He did a great show. I really admire him. It was sort of an early night. I think I played from like 7 to 9, and then Fatboy Slim obviously headlined 9 till 11 or something, and then it was over, you know, and people kind of went home. It wasn't really a club vibe or like a rave vibe in that sense, because it was early in the night and in this venue, which is more traditionally maybe like a rock venue or something like that, like a concert venue. But it was fun, yeah. It was great seeing him doing his thing, you know. Yeah, he's a great entertainer, and I definitely admire him as a producer, you know, throughout the years. He's done amazing music, for sure. Yeah.
A long way to continue. Hopefully, like when the show airs on Monday, we'll be able to see just from your own gig this interview, and obviously from the gig in the 3 Arena. Thank you so. Unfortunately, we have run out of time. Thanks so much for sitting down with us.
Thanks.
Another week, all told, all the gigs from around the country. As we say, we bring you the best gigs every week. If you want to subscribe to the Irish Media Network YouTube channel, leave us a comment. Tell us about future gigs that you'd like to see. Follow us on Instagram and on Facebook at About Last Night, and at Twitter at ALN_IE. Thanks a million for tuning in, as always, and we'll see you next week. Take it easy, folks.